Meeting is now being recorded.
Okay, good evening all. Thank you for coming. Do we have a roll call, Ms. Keith?
Mr. Chair, we do. It looks like our vice chair is not present. Just double check. It does not look like Member Lavalley is present. Member Moon is not with us. Now, acting chair for tonight, Ritter.
Here.
Member Parsons.
Here.
Alternate Bartlesmeyer.
Here.
Alternate Ratterman.
Here.
Councilmember Liaison Naya here. And our commission liaison.
Yep.
All right, we do have quorum.
First item is to approve the minutes of the June 12th meeting. Can I have a motion?
I have a motion.
A second.
I'll second.
All approved?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Anyone opposed? Meeting minutes pass.
Thank you.
To review the agenda for items tonight. Old business with Vitelli Homes. We have new business with the Reserve at Wildwood. And can the staff read in the first case?
Vitelli Homes, 2418 Etherton Road. A second review of a new single-family dwelling to be located on Lot 2 of the approved 2418 Etherton Road lot split. This particular property, Mr. Chair, is located in Ward 8.
Maybe put my slides out of order this evening. Apologies. It might be a great time for a coffee break.
I forgot to ask, is there any public comment tonight? Seeing no one online?
Double checking our participants online. If you are online, please use the raise hand feature if you'd like to make a public comment. If you're here on behalf of an application, we will promote you at the time of your case. Mr. Chair, I see no raised hands.
On to the old business of Vitelli Homes.
Mr. Chair, members of this board, you have seen this case before. This is actually the second review of Vitelli Homes. This is a new single-family dwelling to be located within Wildwood Town Center, just north of Crestview Lane on Etherton Road. This property is about 1/3 of an acre in size. It is zoned R3, 10,000 square foot residence district, and it's designated neighborhood general district of the town center regulating plan. As noted in the reading, the proposed dwelling is intended to be built upon lot 2 of a 2-lot subdivision that is approved there. At the last meeting, a series of comments were made and provided to the applicant. Those comments have since been addressed, and the plans before you are consistent with the city zoning regulations. Again, this particular house will be built on lot 2 of the 2-lot subdivision. This is a north view of the area and an east view of it to give you a sense of the surrounding. This is the southern view and the western view. Thank you. This is the western elevation of the home. This is the eastern elevation of it. This is the north elevation. And the south elevation. This is the front of the home. The applicant has provided several material sheets. As corrected, one of the comments that was corrected from the last meeting is that they are going to be using a wood composite board and batten siding on the home. Carriage style garage doors as mandated by the town center regulations. Provided information on the windows of the dwelling and that is included. At this time, I'm going to hand this over to the applicant to give a brief presentation to you and dive into these materials in more detail. If you have any questions at this time, I'm happy to answer them. Please note we are looking for an action on this item tonight. So you may approve it. You may approve it with conditions. You may continue it if you like, or you may deny the application. Thank you.
At this point,
Sure. Would you guys address you guys from?
Stand up.
anywhere's fine.
Oh, okay. Much to add. It's a single family home. New build. We try to respect the context, of course, of the neighborhood with materials, massing, and a little bit more color than what there. So we're about to answer any questions that you guys might have.
Question.
Yep.
How is wood composite siding compared to like cement or hardy board type siding? Is it as fire resistant as?
It's not as fire resistant here. This should be a sample. Actually.
And then also, I can't tell by the drawings, but is the width of the siding the same throughout the house? Because from this exposure, it looks like it's narrow.
It should be the same.
It's the same width throughout. Thank you.
Yep.
Do you have any further questions? Do you have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the house as presented.
Need a second. In favor? Opposed? There, looks like, oh. Can I ask what your position is based on?
When's this house gonna be built? What's the date? I mean, you've been working for 4 months on the lot, moving dirt around all over the place and stuff. There's still no basement. There's one worker, Mr. Vitale, he had a fellow worker working with him about a month ago, and that guy's never been seen again. This is gonna take 3 years to build a house at the rate that it's going. Hate to say that, but that's what it appears. I'm not a home builder. I just happen to live across the street. You know, when's this house gonna be built? We see a lot of rock being brought in. We see a lot of dirt being moved around and then moved back again. I don't see a home going up. I see maybe a little bit of a basement dug out, but it's not even close to that yet. What's the timeline for a house like that? When are we gonna get to that?
That's a fair question. Would you like to address that?
Yes,
The
so,
architect's not gonna address that.
yes, so our goal is to build it within 9 to 12 months.
I could not hear you.
You said 9 to 12 months.
We currently can't do anything except grading. So we can't really move anything until we get architectural review board passed through, so we can get to the next step for applying. So right now, we're basically, we're excavating, we're grading, so we're moving dirt around, digging out the basement.
Okay.
So it's,
Good.
once we,
So we still have a passing majority. Therefore, that should leave.
Mr. Chair, if I could ask for clarification from the petitioner. So that 9 to 12 months, has that window started or is it starting tonight with the approval of the architectural elevation?
starting with the approval,
Pardon?
starting with the approval.
So from tonight, we should expect at the earliest about 9 months to complete our dwelling. Thank you.
Thank you. So we have approved. Without reservation. Would you like to read in the next issue?
Yes, Mr. Chair, the next item is new business, the first of two, the reserve of Auckland, 17225 Manchester Road. A preliminary review of architectural elevations, 3D renderings, and floor plans for preliminary review of architectural elevations, 3D renderings, and floor plans for 3 of the Liberty Series plans and 1 of the Designer Series plans to be available within the reserve. New 115 lot subdivision within town center. This particular property, Mr. Chair, is located in Bristol.
Mr. Chair, members of the board, well, it looks like I have it on my screen, but not on the Zoom screen. There we go. I believe you are all familiar with this property by now. But it is located at Manchester Road and Highway 109, just to the west of Highway 109. It's about 50 acres in size, and as Director Vunick noted, the proposed subdivision is to be 115 lots. Mr. Bartlesmeyer is back again, representing McKelvey Homes. This is to be a preliminary review of architectural elevations, 3D renderings, and floor plans for 3 of the Liberty Series plans and 1 Designer Series plan. Each are available with multiple elevation options. Tonight, this board is not requested to make a motion. It is simply a preliminary review. But I will probably turn it over to Alex. But I'll just go ahead and briefly scroll through all of the front elevations for the homes to give you an idea of these next series of homes. So this is Hemingway, elevation A. This is Hemingway, elevation B. This is a full rendering 360 rendering of the homes. This is Hemingway elevation C. This is Madison elevation S. This is Madison elevation B. Oops. Madison elevation C. Elevation E. And this one also has a 360 view. These are the 3-car garage options. So this is Madison with 3-car garage, elevation A. Elevation B. And elevation C. This is elevation E. This is Madison 2. Again, with the 3-car garage. Elevation B. elevation C, elevation D, and elevation E. And this is Washington, elevation A, elevation B, elevation C, elevation A. This is with the 3-car garage. Elevation B, B. And that completes what is in your packets this evening. At this time, I will turn it over to Mr. Bartlesmeyer to answer your questions and provide a little bit of detail. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. As you saw here, and like we said before, the first house we saw is the Hemingway, which is a designer series, which falls on the larger lots offered within the reserve. Then 2 of the Liberty Series plans that were shown, the Madison and the Washington, come in both 2-car and 3-car options, like the elevation shown. Those will be on the smaller lots, smallest being 1, and then the Madison 2 is a strictly 3-car Liberty Series, so it's only offered on, I think if you lay it on the map, I think it's lots. Where'd it go?
Brought it up on the screen.
There we go, yes. It would only be available on lots B, the blue lots for the Madison 2. Any questions?
We've seen all the materials before.
Yes, it's the same material, things as previously submitted. It's primarily a mixture of hardy board siding and masonry. Masonry being anywhere from stone to brick. Where you do full bed depth, stone and brick. And then, yeah, all the siding shown will be hardy board. So it's hardy for all the horizontal, vertical, and shade siding options.
Mr. Chair, if I may, I think it might be helpful if we kind of did a summary of where we've been and we are tonight.
Mhm.
So, Mr. Bartlesmeyer, correct me if I'm wrong, you're much better than I, but the first of the four submittals began on April 10th, 2025, which presented 5 designer series. That was a preliminary review. May 8th, 4 Liberty series were presented to the board in preliminary form. And the board at that time approved the 5 designer series.
No, they were all approved on the same meeting, the
night.
next meeting.
So that's 5 designer, 4 Liberty.
Yeah.
At the May meeting.
Yes.
Then
No, actually, sorry. They were all approved at the June meeting.
June meeting.
Yeah. We had 3 meetings back to back. They were all approved in the same meeting.
And then at the June meeting, there were 4 of the Liberty series and 5. That's correct.
Yeah.
So tonight we're at the additional designer series as referenced on the agenda. The agenda has the Liberty. From the perspective of the department, we appreciate the desire to have a preliminary review, but I believe at this stage, we've seen all the materials. We've seen all the renderings of other designer living series. So if there is an inclination, I'm sure McKelvey Homes would appreciate maybe a motion and action tonight.
Yeah, if no one has any comments, I would appreciate that. I will say so far right now, we have 13 submitted. There's, as of right now, only 15 total houses, so there will be eventually another 2 that will be submitted. And that will be, I think it's 1 in each series, 1 designer, 1 Liberty series. Those are just a little bit more work in progress on the backside for us, so they will be eventually, but
Yes, are these being built specific to an owner to a specific lot? Or these an assortment of things that which owners can choose from?
majority of what we do is to be built, so we are just selling the houses
So they're not
before
really
it starts. We do some spec houses. Just because the market allows for it, there are occasional people that want to move in, but the majority of what we do is we don't start anything till someone walks in the door and decides the house they want to build. Usually what happens in a community like this, when it gets towards the end, we'll start speccing stuff out. And that's a handful of stuff of one, just trying to finish the community sooner, but also you start being limited, especially with Wildwood's requirements on, they don't want the same model next to each other, and we kind of prefer to do that. You kind of start getting limited where it gets to the point, this lot's the last one left. It's only about 2 houses we could probably build on that lot. So we're just gonna pick one and build it. So,
That makes sense. Yeah. Does anybody have any comments tonight?
How long does it take for you to build one of your homes?
it depends on the series, the Liberty series, especially the smaller ones. We could probably get that done. We're talking when we break ground, and weather dependent, it's anywhere from, I'd say roughly 5 months. The larger ones, the designer series, probably closer around 6 months, weather dependent, so. We can be pretty accurate once it's under roof, because then the weather stops affecting us so much. We can get more accurate, but that's roughly it, yeah.
I'm assuming there'll be a model on site, like you'll have a model.
We are doing, yeah, we will do model homes. I think we're working right now. I think I'm trying to develop exactly where that's going to be. And I think we'll probably end up doing is having 2 models, 1 for each series, so.
And with your permission, Mr. Bartelsmeyer and Mr. Chair, last Friday, we met with Mr. Brennan, the president of McKelvey Homes, and they are kind of switching perspective. And I actually think they're going to do the display units off of Manchester Road
Well, that's what I wondered if they'd use that.
versus Route 109, because the box culvert to make the crossing from Route 109 into the site with the lead time going to be probably fall before that's in place, and they can actually start accessing from Route 109.
It also helps too in the fact that from 109, it's only designer series. We like to keep our market homes up front. So it's one, the traffic isn't disturbing people once they're living in there. But there's no Liberty series lots at the front all the way at 109, where we have the option when we're coming from the back from Manchester for both Liberty or both display houses to be closer to the entrance there, so. It should be helpful.
If there are no more questions, does anybody want to make a motion to accept it tonight?
Motion to,
And a second,
Second, yeah.
vote on that? All in favor?
aye.
Any opposed? None opposed? Believe it pass.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next case.
Thought I really wanted them to bring the samples back. I see that.
Bring it on the next house.
Mr. Chair, our second item of new business and last item of new business is Reedy Incorporated 16419 Village Plaza View Drive. An initial review of a new monument sign to replace an existing legal non-conforming sign located within Village Plaza at the northwestern corner of West Glen Farms Drive and Village Plaza View Drive, which requires variances from the Board of Adjustment. This particular property, Mr. Chair, is located in
Mr. Chair, members of the board, you may remember, I think it was September of last year, Reedy Incorporated came before this board with an alternative design sign and requested comments prior to going before the Board of Adjustment. Based on what this architectural review board offered, they ultimately decided to postpone indefinitely and not go forward. They've since came back with a revised sign concept, which we'll be presenting tonight. This sign will be going before the Board of Adjustment next Thursday for a decision related to a number of variances that are being requested. Primarily having to do with the setbacks from the road, because this is, as you know, there is an existing monument sign in this location. This sign will be replacing it in that exact same location, which will require 0 foot setback distances. Additionally, the sign will be larger in outline area than is allowed by code, or actually the underlying governing ordinance, which is 30 square feet. In this case, the applicants are requesting a sign that is 48 square feet in area. This is simply the variance language that will go before, or that is on the Board of Adjustment agenda. But I think I summarized what they're requesting. So 0 feet in lieu of the required 20 feet from Village Plaza View Drive, and a setback distance of 0 feet in lieu of the required 40 feet from West Glen Farms Drive. And that's inclusive of the western limit of the amended C8 planned commercial district. And then again, they're requesting 48 square feet of outline area in lieu of 30 square feet, which is required. The Village Plaza is located off of West Glen Farms Drive, which is in far eastern Wildwood, just north of Highway 100. It's a commercial shopping center. This is a closer aerial view of it, and the location of the sign is circled there in yellow. That's the existing sign. And this sign is a legal non-conforming monument sign, I should know. The present sign is 72 inches by 120 inches. So it is 56 square feet in overall area. The new sign is to be, I'm not sure how well you can see the colors of it, but it is primarily a black and gray sign. There will be 6 tenant panels as noted by this concept. At the top, it will say Village Plaza. It's 10 feet in height. And again, it's 48 square feet in outline area. The sign will be externally lit. I've included some of the lighting specifications this evening, but I'll go ahead and let the representative from the sign company speak to you in more detail about what they're planning. So at this time, I'm going to promote Mr. Stevens and let him talk about what. It looks like we do have member Lobby with us now. And we have another number as well.
Mute. Do you guys hear me?
We can hear you. But
Yes, we
Can't
can.
see.
There you go. Just getting everything together there.
Oh, it's Bob Junior.
Yes. Oh,
Oh.
you guys know senior, huh?
Yeah, I thought it was your dad.
Yeah, it's my camera's here. That way I'm staring at the right screen. So I got all my files pulled up on the other screen here. There we go.
Would you like to present us your package?
Yeah, we can start however you want on there. Do you guys have the whole if we want to pull that page back up or however we want to kind of want to go through this? Let's see here. And I did, can I share my screen with you guys or no?
You can. I can stop sharing mine and let you share. That way you're more in control.
Okay. Does it give me stop video, adjust, find where I can get mine to share? Stop video. Just background. Okay, I'm not seeing where it's letting me show here. Share, there we go. And we're gonna share this screen. Okay. Okay, are we seeing my screen now?
No.
No.
Yeah. Start video. Share the screen. Share.
We're starting.
There we
Yep,
go.
we see it.
Okay, fantastic. So this is more of a break. So exactly what she said. We are planning to remove that current sign that is existing on a on a concrete base. There's just 2 J bolts in the ground on each side, so 4 in total. We're just going to unbolt that sign. We want to bolt a new one on there. To go along with the new current specs, we are not doing any internal illumination. We will have 2 lights on either side. The specs were brought up right here. They are adjustable. I believe you guys spec out 4000K, so the Kelvin right there, we can dial in the Kelvin to 4000K. And then just in case they are too bright, these are selectable all the way down to a 60-watt light compared to 150 watts. So we can dial that in. You just see they're weather resistant, 5-year warranty. So that's how we're going to light it. Like she said, the top portion, we're going to make that pretty much stationary. It's not really going to be meant to be removed. It'll just say Village Plaza. Under it, each one of these panels, they will be removable, just like a standard sign with removable panels. So if they change, they'll be able to slide out that panel. We will have silver barrel standoffs that project the tenant panels away from the background. The panels themselves will be charcoal gray. The whole sign will be black, but the panels will be gray, and then each tenant's name will have acrylic letters cut out and bolted to them. That's way the barrels will stay the same no matter who moves in. You just be able to unbolt the front panel, remake a new one, put it back on there, maintaining the same colors and quality of it. The lights again will be on the ground, shining up at them. I haven't really decided the setback yet. I have to kind of work with that on the ground, and I'm going to make sure that they're just set at the right. I don't want to have them too close or too far away, so I'll kind of adjust that in my shop to make sure they look proper. All the wiring will be concealed inside the tubes. This is 4-inch square tube down here. This is 8-inch sign extruded frame here. There'll be internal steel poles for the actual structure of the sign. The overall sign extrusion will be 10 foot tall. Down here will just be a shroud, just metal, painted black, just covering that. So that'll be on there permanently. We will be removing the bushes. So all these bushes, they'll be gone. This will be cut down to ground. I've recommended to the Rithia guys that they, re-rock it and set up, and they're fine with that. That's how the lower tenants won't be blocked off from being seen there. That's basically the gist. If you guys have any questions, I'm here to answer them. Like that's exactly where it's going to replace exactly where it is. And a lot of the point to this sign too is really they had a better aerial view. If you look over here, there is just a mass amount of they're either condos or lofts. And we really just kind of want them to see the restaurants and everything that they have to offer over there. I feel like a lot of people pop off of Manchester and they're flying down West Glen just to get where they're going, and they're not really looking over there. And the way that plaza is situated, even though it's rather large, it's kind of angled it's angled at a bad angle. Everybody's signs aren't facing the street, so nobody's really you have to really turn and stare that way to see all the tenants that are there. So they're trying to their main goal really is to just help everybody out in that plaza. They're not really doing this for them. They really are just doing this for the people that are there with them. Um, so I guess if you guys got any questions for me,
So is that font and that size variable on the specific tenant? Bob?
No, everybody just gets 10 inch. Everybody's getting 10-inch spot. They're not doing that. Yeah, they're just going to do a 10-inch spot flat all the way up and down.
Yeah, but I mean, the example font there, I mean, it seems like the character limitation is quite small. I mean, is that gonna be their actual logo of, I don't know, Emos is over there, right? That would
So
be.
they got emos, they got a dog wash, there's the high energy, there's the Mulligan Temple. There's a couple other people.
It wouldn't be block in that type of font. It would be their specific font.
Or color.
No, probably in this situation, they would be a little bit more limited to a block style font because you do need a certain stroke of letter. Even if we were to do two rows, they would definitely need more of a block style font to maintain a thick enough stroke because there'll be studs on the back of these letters to bolt them to that panel.
I'm just wondering about the character length though, because emos can fit in there pretty easily, 8 characters, but if it's something. I mean, because I'm counting 8.
Well, yeah, so let's see here. I'll take you guys are still seeing my view, right?
Yeah.
Let's just take the tenant right here. Let's see, let's go. Mulligan Temple is one of them. Mulligan, Mulligan.
So it's gonna be automatically resized.
So in a situation like this, we would just bring it in.
Mulligan's 2 L's.
I spelled wrong. I'm going too fast here.
Speaking of typos, would you like to confirm that it is 10 inches, right, instead of 1 inch?
Yes, I was getting this. I literally got the approval from everybody that night with like 1 hour left to go, and I was moving too fast. Sorry, I'm just doing that for myself. No, so I mean that's a fairly long name right there. And even if we wanted to, there's still, let's just see how this would look just since I got you guys on here.
I guess I'm just getting at the readability from, a distance.
I mean, they're at least going from nothing to something. I mean, right now they have 0 readability as far as like a sign like this goes.
Yeah.
So they're at least going to something to, so even here, and then we stretch that out a little bit and like that. So even at that, you're still getting a 5-inch tall letter there. It's still giving the tenants something that they didn't have. And what was I the viewing is just tough from that road. Like I said, if you're driving down there, I mean, you really have to turn. And the plaza is not faced towards the street. It's faced more of like a 45 off of the street. And with the size of the sign, their tenant spaces aren't that wide. They don't get a huge sign. They really do get kind of lost in there. So I mean, really, this is just something, just something to grab the attention of the locals and everybody that's driving down that road. But I mean, I do understand what you're saying there. But I mean, that's still a good looking. I mean, that doesn't look bad at 5 inches tall on there. And I mean, even at the 10-inch tall, how it was, if I can come back to that. I mean, that's still not too bad right there. I actually like the stack better than that. But there'll be options for them. I mean, they might have to have an abbreviated name, but again, it's better than I mean, I guess I'm just saying it's better than nothing. I'm not. Yeah. You guys want me to show you anything else or more questions?
You're looking for an action on this tonight? No.
No comments.
Advice to the other board.
Oh, yes. I apologize for not including this with the department's introduction. But given that This is a variance request. The decision will be made at the Board of Adjustment next week. So this board is asked to offer its comments, suggestions, and recommendations, which I'll then summarize in a memorandum that I'll then send out for your approval at the beginning of next week before forwarding that to the board. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Roy, you know, we have a grand tree ordinance. Do we have a grand bush ordinance?
Yes.
Oh,
We have deciduous, coniferous, and flowering. Other than that, we don't have grand pipe.
Okay.
Any other questions or comments?
I guess part of the variance, one is size, right? Correct on the size?
Right.
For the most part, from what I can tell, they're basically, it's a 1-for-1 swap. It's the
Yes.
same height and width. I don't have an issue with that, the 1-for-1 swap on the existing sign. What was the other variances they're going for?
The other variance is regarding the setback. distance.
Setbacks, which again, they're replacing the
Same
existing. Personally, I don't have any issue with the replacement. of the existing sign.
At that point, I think we're done with comments. And are there any other items?
That concludes our cases for this evening.
We have a motion to adjourn.
To adjourn.
Second,
Second,
next meeting is Thursday, August 7th, if we need one. And thank you and good night.
Mr.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alice.
And thank you all. We appreciate your